Hello and welcome to finals day at the 16th World Amateur Boxing Championships from the Haydar Aliyev Sports Arena in Baku, the beautiful capital of Azerbaijan. After 11 days of gripping boxing action, which began with 570 athletes representing 110 national federations, we are left with just 20 boxers competing in 10 weight divisions for the coveted World Amateur Championship title. Well, joining myself, Nick Fellows, in the AIBA commentary box is the American Golden Glove super heavyweight medalist Castle Chalice, bringing us his expert opinion on today's finals that really do promise some fantastic action. The atmosphere here in the stadium is electric, fans still trying to get into the arena, and as the action unfolds, we're expecting a capacity of 5,000 plus. The Ukrainians very much the team in form, with 5 of their boxers making the finals. As we take a look at the weight divisions being contested here, just 10, 3 Cubans and 3 British boxers also in these last rounds. As is the tradition, we will end the action with the super heavyweight finals at the end of today's bouts. We'll start with the lightest of all the boxing weight divisions. It's the men's light fly to decide the first gold medals of these championships, and this really will be something very exciting indeed, because China go up against Korea. The first boxer that we see in the arena is Zou Shiming, a 30-year-old Olympic and double World Championship gold medalist. He has looked one of the most confident boxers of all throughout the semis, quarters, round of 16 and prelims here. China's first ever Olympic boxing gold medalist is up against Korea's finest light fly boxer. This is Shin Jong, 22 years of age, the Asian Games champion for 2011, a bronze medalist in these World Championships when they were last held 2 years ago in Milan in Italy, and a young lad that's out there to try and take the god of the light flyweight down and down here in Baku. It's going to be a fantastic kickstart to these finals, Castle, and it's difficult for me, as the non-boxing expert of the duo in the commentary box here, to bet against Zou Shiming, we see on your screens. But you like the style, don't you, of the young Korean who's got to be feeling he's got everything to go for and nothing to lose today.
That's correct, Nick. I mean, Zou has scored, just of note, in this tournament alone, less than 20 points against each of his 5 opponents, but has given up he's scored at least 20 points against each of his opponents, but has given up less than 10. Shin Jong, on the other hand, has scored more than 20 points against each of his opponents, but given up points in the double digits. This clearly suggests Zou places more emphasis on his defense, while Shin Jong prides himself on his offense. This will be an interesting matchup indeed.
Well, there is no question that Zou Shiming in the red corner and the Korean boxer Shin Jong is in the blue. Zou Shiming, an absolute rock star back home in China. He really does have massive respect and a huge following. We were laughing and joking with one or two of the Chinese delegation earlier today, trying to sum up how big he is in China, and we finally got there. He's bigger than the Beatles and the Rolling Stones put together back home in China, but he's got to prove his worth here again, and it's understandable that there'll be butterflies at the beginning of the bout, but as he's done all week long here, Castle, Zou Shiming comes out firing all the big guns immediately.
Yeah, you saw right out of the gate here at the beginning of the round. He started throwing, got first punches off, and he's continuing right now to show some of the defensive guile that has gotten him this far. And it looks like the Korean is going to have a tough time trying to pin his man down.
Tactic for the Chinese boxer in red, by far the more experienced of the two, 8 years the senior to the Korean boxer in blue. His actual biography, or his record in international competition, goes as far back as the 2003 World Championships, where he lost in the final. But the tactic, as I was about to say, has been to just get a comfortable lead in the first and second round and then enjoy himself a little bit. He's been very casual, I have to say. Not casual in a slack way, but very relaxed, clear, focused in every bout. And once again, we see Zou Shiming in the red, trying to work that jab. It's all about hitting the target and scoring points. And again, nice hook to put his first point on the board there.
And as you could see, Nick, already, it seems to be Shin that is the aggressor through the first round. As we said, he's going to be looking to rack up some points early, and Zou, on the other hand, looking to play the defensive stylist and the counter puncher. I do like the strategy of Zou Shiming so far.
Unlucky not to make the combination work there, Shin in the blue. But as you can see, Zou Shiming from China in the red, unfazed by the youngster. And there's a wonderful combination, speed of hands as well. Well, there's less than 25 seconds now to go, and Zou Shiming, for me, has been putting the points on, and Shin knows that, and he's looking to finish with a real aggressive finish. At 22 years of age, the Korean boxer is on track for a career best in World Championship competition. As we said earlier, at the beginning of this bout, bronze medalist back in Milan in 2009, the 15th AIBA World Boxing Championships. And another lovely little jab there from Zou Shiming.
Interesting, Nick, that you point out his age, 22 years old for Shin Jong, whereas Zou Shiming, 30 years old. Not only is he older for an amateur, but he's giving up 8 years of youth to Shin Jong, the faster boxer perhaps, but look at Zou Shiming go here in that last round, letting his hands go as if age is nothing but a number.
Well, I think there's been some good point scoring from both of the boxers here. In our card or scorecard up in the AIBA commentary box, we've just got the Chinese boxer ahead. Let's wait and see if the judges agree with us. But a good start for the youngster from Korea, and he's just 1 point clear. Zou Shiming from China, 4-3 in the first of the three 3-minute rounds here in Baku, Azerbaijan. First gold medal decision of the 10 that we're about to focus on over the next couple of hours. And of course, both boxers, Castle, will know the scores from each round. They'll have been given that information from the corner. Now, does this change the tactical plan from the Korean boxer? Because this is exactly how Zou Shiming played his semi-final and his quarter-final.
That's correct, and as indicated, the Chinese boxer is the defensive stylist. You saw throughout most of the first round, the Korean was pressing the action, moving forward, and Zou willing to play the counter-punching spoiler. And now, going into this round with 1 point up, he will continue to play his cards as he did the first round, try and pick them off, rack up a few more points, and stay out of harm's way. And I think that's exactly the best game plan for Zou Shiming. The Korean, on the other hand, will need to slow this man down. He needs to cut off the ring with good footwork and try and get to the body of Zou Shiming.
Both of these boxers have come through pretty tough semi-finals to reach this last round of the competition, seeing off the 3rd and 4th ranked boxers. But you wouldn't have thought so. Boxing almost every day for the past 11. And looking as sharp and as focused in this last bout. Oh, they're slugging it out now. A good combination from Zou Shiming, but very aggressive boxing from Shin Jong, I should say, of Korea. Both 100% commitment. But as you quite rightly say, Castle, the counter looks to be the more effective point-scoring method for the red corner.
You know, Zou Shiming, you got to hand it to him. I can't imagine having a more impressive resume in the past half a decade. 2005 and 7 gold at the World Championships. Gold at 2008 in Beijing. Gold at the 2009 Chinese Nationals, and at the 2010 Asian Games, and at the 2011 Chinese Nationals. This man is going to be tough to beat. There's a big right hand now by Zou. He's starting to let his hands go a little more.
Now, this was where Shin put his good work in on the first round, on the countdown, and again looks to wind it up with 35 seconds left on the clock in the second round. Oh, and there is a wonderfully strong jab. Good work, but then straight back at him, Zou Shiming. This is great boxing from both of these light fly boxers, the lightest of all the divisions in international, amateur and Olympic boxing. I think it's fair to say, Castle, is that Shin has put in a good couple of punches, and he's certainly taken more to the head in this round than perhaps he has through the whole tournament. That is Zou, of course.
Yeah, I mean, the Korean started to work that jab a little bit, and he seemed to have gotten to his man a little bit more with that lead right hand. However, just the same, the scores are in now for the second round, and 13-6. The Chinese boxer has gone up here in round number 2.
Well, now a little look of concern from the youngster, but a really mammoth task. Shin Jong came into this final with high expectations, but there you see the turning point, certainly from our perspective of this competition. And 9-3 in the second round. Comfortable advantage. Castle, what's the tactic now for Zou Shiming? Does he try and keep out of trouble and just work with his advantage, or will he still keep the same tactic in the third as he has in the first and second?
Of course, you know what, you've got it right, Nick. I mean, Zou Shiming, he came in with the right game plan in round 1. He executed it flawlessly in round 2. And in round 3, there's no reason to fix what is not broken. The Korean Shin Jong has a big task ahead of him now in the third round. He's got a number of points to catch up on, and Zou Shiming is not going to give them up easily.
Well, that third World Championship title, unless something sensational is pulled out of the bag here from Shin, is just a couple of minutes away. Looking to join some of the great names in international amateur boxing. Angel Herrera of Cuba at the 60-kilo weight, 3 times the world champion. Stevenson, also of Cuba, 3 times the world champion. There's only one that scored more, and that's the great man himself, Felix Savant, 6 times the world champion. But I think most importantly for me, Castle, is that this is perhaps the perfect preparation for Zou Shiming as part of his defence for his Olympic title in London in less than 11 months' time. It's around the corner.
Yeah, it sure is. That right now, Zou Shiming is not thinking about the Olympics whatsoever, nor should he be. Right now, he's thinking about getting through this round, and you saw recently, just a moment ago, Shin Jong was able to catch him with a big right hand up against the ropes. Zou Shiming does not want to get caught up against the ropes. There's only a minute and a half to go, but anything can happen, and Zou Shiming needs to stick to his game plan and avoid the hard-charging Shin Jong.
The counter-attack has worked so effectively. Now he's showing us that he's putting up the guard to stop Shin scoring with the punches to the head. There it is again. Oh, a good 1-2 though from the Korean. And again, all credit to this young lad. He's got a great future ahead of him. Shin Jong at 22 years of age. He's just come up against the older, more experienced again, putting in some good punches there. Good combination.
Every time that Shin Jong-hoon gets ready to throw a punch, Zou Shiming just beats him to it. The older man by 8 years, the faster and smarter man in the ring today.
Again, another good hook, and another one. And that one hurt the young Korean. Well, I was just about to question whether Zou Shiming of China was looking a little tired towards the end of this bout, and he stopped me in my words. "20 seconds left to go in the first bout of these World Championship finals. And as we expected, a fantastic battle between these two. There we see Zou Shiming saying, how long is there to go on this? For the first time looking tired, and understandably so. Shin, you've got to give him credit. He's worked tirelessly through every one of the 3 minutes. What a brilliant performance, but game plan has worked as it has done in the semis and the quarters perfectly for Zou Shiming. And I don't think Zou Shiming has been beaten there. World Championship gold medal number 3 is just a few minutes away. Well, Shin Jong looking, if nothing else, to add to his bronze from 2 years ago, a silver. And this superstar out of China prepares for his Olympic defence by our calculation here in the AIBA commentary box with a World Championship gold. Here comes the decision. There's the confirmation. Zou Shiming of China is a 2011 World Amateur Light Fly Boxing Champion. An emphatic victory, 20 points to 11. What a great performance from the young, or the experienced Chinese boxer. But Castle, for me, also credit where it's due to Shin Jong from Korea at just 22 years of age. Definitely a name for the future.
Oh, absolutely. He will be back. He is a man to look out for, and perhaps even the heir apparent. Who knows how much longer Zou Shiming will stay in the amateur ranks. He seems to have won everything that he possibly could have, and perhaps he will look to move on. And I can tell you that Shin Jong will be the man to take his place, so it seems right now.
Well, skillful boxing from Zou to take each and every one of the 3 rounds. And great work. Well, what a great start as well to these AIBA World Amateur Boxing Championships. And of course, from the light fly to the men's flyweight division at 52 kilos. And here's one that will have all of our British fans tuning in, watching carefully. So a quick word with the gold medalist, Zou Shiming from China there. Congratulations